Another episode of Russian infidelity is here. The husband works from home all day, while the wife is constantly out and about. She intentionally flirts just to keep her clients around, give her a gift. And you can take things a step further. It sounds like a glitch, but it's actually the most common story out there. First, let's meet today's victim, Sergey. He's a 36-year-old designer who works from home. His wife started her own travel agency a few years ago. She has a lot of clients and is always busy. But whenever Sergey goes to her office to find her, the door is locked. When she's home, she takes calls in another room behind his back, often letting out little giggles. Since we need to investigate, installing cameras at home would be pointless. We have to find a way to get them into the travel agency. The next day, as the wife, Alla, heads to the office, the investigation team gets to work. They send a staff member posing as a client to her office. He claims he wants to plan a trip to Egypt and asks for different itineraries and price quotes. While Alla leaves the room to print the documents, our guy finishes the installation. Once he gets the quotes, he heads out. The next day, a man visits the office. They seem very familiar with each other. He came specifically to bring her a bottle of olive oil and promised to refer some clients to her. After that, they start whispering, and the audio cuts out.
Все за мой счет.
Да, спасибо. За массу, спасибо.
It seems they've reached some sort of deal, but the level of flirtation between them is definitely not normal. By the end of the day, our observations show that Alla uses light teasing to attract male clients and get them to send her gifts. Clearly, there are many ways to climb the career ladder. After work, Alla meets an older woman who gives her a set of keys. Our investigators later find out this woman is Alla's maternal aunt. The next day, while Alla is downstairs, the man from yesterday happens to show up again. He says he bought her some more fruit. After the man leaves, Alla enters the apartment for which her aunt gave her the keys. Soon after, another man appears. Then, the two of them head into the room. We have no idea what happened in there, but 3 hours later, they finally emerge from the aunt's apartment. At this point, we are 99% sure about their relationship. They are using the house the aunt is trying to sell as their love nest, but we still don't have 100% direct evidence. 5 days pass. That guy Andriy comes to Alla's office. And the reason he's here today? To pick out a nice resort hotel for his wife and kids. What a twisted relationship. Yesterday they were on a secret date, and today she's picking out a hotel for him and his family. Alla even asks Andriy to bring her some gifts from abroad. Of course, bringing gifts is no problem if she asks, he'll make it happen. It seems this isn't just a travel agency. As long as the gifts are right, working overtime from morning to night isn't an issue. What the two of them don't know is that Sergey and the investigation team are already outside the door. When the team tries to show Sergey the video, he's too impatient to wait. But when they try to enter, they find the door is locked. Talk about déjà vu. Inside, the two are scrambling to put their clothes on. Hearing that must have made Sergey's heart drop. After a few minutes, the door finally opens.
Программа опасной связи. Мы расследуем супружеские измены.
С ним? С этим родом? Ты
Ты рот свой закрой, ты что здесь вообще делаешь?
Wow, this woman's reverse blame skills are off the charts. Andriy even threatens to call the police, which almost stuns the investigation team. But after the man clears his head and realizes the mess he's in, he chooses to just leave. After all, he has a wife and kids. But the couple in the office is still fighting.
Харизма.
Собирай вещи.
This guy has incredible endurance even at this point. He's telling his wife to go home. A woman like Alla has no morals. Not only does she show no remorse, but she thinks her charm is an asset. But Alla refuses to go home because she has to stay and interface with her clients. The investigation team gave her one last warning before leaving.
Спасибо за заботу.
In the end, Sergey and Alla went through a difficult divorce. They had a very hard time agreeing on how to split their assets. As for what happened to Alla later, the investigation team doesn't know. Alright, that's the end of this episode. See you next time.